Join with me, if you will. I'm going to have someone come up in a minute, and this young lady is a backbone in the ministry here at Liberty. And one thing about her is many things she does, they happen behind the scenes. And people don't even know that she's doing them, you know. But God knows. A lot of times I know, Dana knows. But sometimes it's just God. But if you would, join with me in welcoming Kelly Keller. Well, welcome, Kelly.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad you're here. You know, you heard what I said introducing you. It's true, isn't it? There's things that God has called you to do that nobody sees you doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. I work on the media crew, and I also help out with our God Company, which is our young adults ministry. But today I'm here to talk about my role as the assistant to the director for LCU, which is Life Christian University.
That's cool. How'd you get into that?
Well, I was a student at Life Christian University for several years, and then about 2 years ago, I was contacted by you to see if I would be willing to step into that role so you could actually take a step back, 'cause that's, I think, primarily something that you and Amber Buck was doing. She is the director, and so I assist her.
So tell me, what two things. What have been some of the joys and what have been some of the frustrations you've had serving in this capacity?
Well, I'm going to start with the frustrations, because let's start with the bummer and then get to the good stuff. So it's kind of frustrating because it's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, and sometimes you have to keep your priority in check, because sometimes if you're thinking about what you're doing and thinking that you're doing it for you or doing it for a student, if they start getting ornery on you, then you really just don't want to do it. But you have to keep your priority in check and realize that while you're doing it is for God. That's something that I have noticed, that if I don't keep in mind that I'm doing the things that I do for Jesus because he did everything for me, then I get kind of stale and I get really cranky. But definitely one of the joys, LCU, their mission statement is to train 1 million ministers to impact 1 billion lives in one generation. Right now, they're at about 15,000 in over 100 countries in 20 years, which it takes 4 years to go to college, so like 15 years. And I just love that, because that makes me a part of a worldwide mission. What I'm doing here on Thursday nights affects the world. And I just love being able to, my favorite part is we actually have, the students are in a room where they have a glass window. And so we get to watch them and we see them light up when they get something, or they're a little nervous over there. They're like, she's watching us. Just being able to see them lighting up when they actually get something and like talking about Jesus is just so good, because I see these people then going out and affecting the world for Jesus.
That's great. So, you know, what I'm hearing you is that you get your encouragement from God. And that if people will let you down, but you keep your eyes on him and he builds you up.
Absolutely.
That's really good.
Yeah. Some of the things that we do are not necessarily looked at as fun. Giving up 4 hours of your week after you've been at work all day, that's not necessarily the first thing you want to do. And I know I struggled a lot when I went from my role as a student to an administrator, because I felt like I wasn't learning or growing. But I just had to realize that what I was doing was important, and it was important because other people are being facilitated to that they can learn.
Would you say you've grown since you've taken on this role?
Absolutely, yes. It's helped me personally just to keep in mind what I'm doing for what, like why I'm doing what I'm doing. It is a ministry, and it's a very important ministry, and I might not be out on the street winning souls, but I'm helping people become equipped so they can actually go out and do that, and I do that as well.
That's great. That's great. Well, Kelly, thank you for coming, sharing with us today, and let's give her a hand.
Thanks for having me.